What's up, guys? Welcome to the Metal Roofing Channel. Welcome to Q&A Mondays. I'm Thad Barnett. Today, we're looking at Roofers Coffee Shop and really talking about the resources that are out there to help contractors with networking, with learning and education, and really improve their skill set, their knowledge of the industry, and their general network of other contractors. And today, I've got Heidi from Roofers Coffee Shop. Thanks for being here, Heidi.
Thank you, Thad. I'm honored. This is great. We love your channel.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And, it's great to be a friend of Roofers Coffee Shop because, like I said, resources to help contractors is so important. So tell me a little bit about the mission of Roofers Coffee Shop.
Again, thank you so much for having us on the show. And Roofers Coffee Shop, actually, Thad, launched in 2002, if you can believe it, before a lot of contractors even had a computer on their desk. We have always had the mission of bringing information to roofing contractors and now metal contractors, coating contractors across construction of what will help them grow their business. What's the information they need for their culture, for their employees, training, education, business, sales, numbers, all of that. And that's what we work at every single day, is working with partners like Sheffield throughout the industry to bring the information easily online into their office space. Whereas a lot of times you have to travel. You need to go to trade shows. You need to go to get all this kind of education. We try to do it online every day.
Awesome. And, tell me a little bit about the nuts and bolts. What does a contractor see when they visit your website? Kind of what do you provide?
A contractor is going to get a full multimedia experience when you're involved with either Roofers Coffee Shop, Metal Coffee Shop, or Coatings Coffee Shop. When you get there to the website, first of all, you're going to see something that we had way back in the day. Even before we launched online, we were a newspaper called Roofers Exchange, and it was classified ads, nickel ads. So today, when you go to that website, you're going to see classified ads where you can buy and sell equipment, you can look for labor, you can look for jobs. The site really is about information you need and education and networking. Getting to know other contractors, see what's going on, networking with your distributors, manufacturers. So once you get there, you're also going to have a full directory. We call it the directory of everything. And in there, you're going to find all the different companies in the industry, information, products, everything that you need. And then you'll also find our Read, Listen, Watch. And this is what we call basically our education. Read, Listen, Watch is because we know some people like to read, some people like to listen, and some people like to watch. So we try to offer our content in various formats, whether it's podcasts, videos like this, or reading articles. We also, at the end of the day, you're going to see our forum, our newsroom, everything out there, because we are putting out 7 to 8 articles every day on every site. So very content rich, really people can find anything they want. Thad, the thing that's interesting is a lot of people, we have, over 40,000 people coming to our site every month, to all of our sites. But we also have social media. So people follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram. We have our podcast channels, and we also have our YouTube channel. So a lot of different ways to engage wherever people feel the most comfortable.
So is this a paid platform for contractors? Can they view the content for free? What's that program like?
Yeah, it's all free. So everything across the board is free. Now we offer what we call our R Club, and that is for contractors who want to do a little bit more with the coffee shops. So they may want to have a full directory on the site. They also get to be involved with our Ask a Roofer site, which is a site for homeowners and building owners to engage with the contractors and with the manufacturers and with the industry overall. They also get consulting. We have special training every quarter. So there is a little cost to that to join the R Club. Very minimal, but it really helps on all parts of your company, whether that's marketing, recruiting, education, training, but they can get everything they need for their company for free just by visiting RoofersCoffeeShop.com or looking for us on their favorite multimedia platforms.
That's awesome. Well, it's definitely like a no-brainer, right? If I'm looking to grow my business, to learn, to train my employees, what a great resource out there.
That's what we try. Every day we think, what is going to help a contractor's business? what is going to help their employees. And you know what? We like to make it fun too. We have a lot of we call it caught doing good, feel good stories that we write about people giving back in the industry. We have contests. We do a lot of fun things too.
Yeah, and tell me a little bit about how Roofers Coffee Shop is involved in the industry. How do you attend trade shows? Tell me a little bit about that.
We really believe in associations. We are a member of the Metal Construction Association, the Metal Building Manufacturers Association. We are involved throughout roofing with we're a one voice member of National Roofing Contractor Association, and we just joined the Roofing Alliance. And the reason we do that is we basically give back free to all the associations. They all have a directory on our site. They have an opportunity to place ads, to run articles, because we believe that the contractors need that connection to the associations. The associations really are the lifeblood. So we attend all the association, or not all of them, but a good share of the association trade shows. For the larger shows, including MetalCon, IRE, Florida show that's coming up, we have a live sound stage where we we'll do interviews throughout the entire show live onto YouTube, so people who can't go to the show can kind of see what's going on. And then we're also on several boards, and we give back. People in our association are on different boards, work with different groups, because we just feel that that's really important to be part of the industry and then bring all that information back to all the contractors.
Nice. Heidi, I'd really love to ask about stories that you've heard, feedback, what contractors have, really said about the benefits of Roofers Coffee Shop. Tell me a little bit about that.
What we really hear is that it provides them information that they really can't get anywhere else, and they get it on their own time frame. So we have a number of contractors who will say, yep, every morning I get my cup of coffee and I sit down in front of a coffee shop, whether that's metal, roofing, coatings, and I get my information for the day. Then we have other people who are interacting on their phone, right? They're watching and they're going through social media. And then we have a large number of people who are listening to us as they're driving in their trucks with the podcast. And in fact, I just had an amazing young lady who just came into the roofing industry, and she's been probably 2 months with her company. And she said, you have saved me. I've been able to listen to the podcast, go to the webinars. She says, I've learned so much about the industry. Otherwise, I would have had to search and go to all these different places, whereas we bring it all into one spot. And I think that's really one of the biggest things, is that it's easy for contractors to find the information they need, and that's the feedback we get from them. I think the other thing that's really big is networking. They feel like they're a part of the coffee shop and they make friends there. We have peer forums where contractors can get involved through the R Club. We have our monthly coffee breaks. And so they've met people across the country who they would have probably never met because they're able to do that virtually.
And we know that contractors are super busy, so any way that we can help them consume content in their own time, on their terms, is super beneficial. But still, yes, you got to put in the effort, right, to learn, to improve. So why is that important, as a contractor? Why should they care about continuing that educational journey?
It is so important because we have manufacturers, distributors, but I'm going to really start with the manufacturers. I'm going to start with Sheffield. When you are constantly looking at research and development to bring the best products with time-saving solutions. How do you get that in front of the contractors? And then how do the contractors get that to their team, to the whole company, right? And so really, this gives that opportunity to stay at the forefront of new product launches, of new initiatives, new technology. And so when you really think about what's happening out there, everything is moving so fast. No matter how you're marketing your business, how the installation or the products that you're offering, or maybe you just want to differentiate your business from everyone else out there. Where are you going to find that information? That is what the coffee shop does. It gives contractors a place to go, and we have everybody there. Across the board, they're able to find information about new products, events that are coming up, trainings that are happening. And so for contractors, that is so important if they are going to have their business remain relevant. Because right now, that I'm sure you see this too, there are a lot of contractors who have not adopted technology or who have not adopted new ways of labor savings products who are being left behind. And we don't want that. We want everyone to be getting the information they need, being able to incorporate it into their business easily so that they can be successful and be successful for all of their employees. I don't think anymore it's a choice. I think it's a necessity that they continue getting the education and the training they need to take their business into this new economy. I mean, everything that's going on, especially around technology, is critical.
Yeah. I love that you brought that point up because, our CEO here at Sheffield, Mazzella Companies always says, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backward. There's no such thing as standing still. And, in this current economy, in this current age of technology, everything is so much more accelerated. And you're so right about, it's important to stay on that forefront.
Yeah. And if you can do it virtually without spending the money go to trade shows. I think they're so important. I think the education's important. But if you can do that 24/7, 365 days, maybe not 365, and your employees have access to on their timeline, on demand, when they can use that education, it just takes your company way above the others.
So as we're kind of wrapping up here, tell me what's next. Do you have anything to plug? What excites you about this coming year as we move into the second half of 2024?
I'm always looking forward to MetalCon. I think MetalCon is just a great show. And so we're going to be there and we're going to have a live soundstage. We are going to be launching in the next month or so a contest for super passes. And we've done this in the past where companies can come in and they can do this contest and possibly get a free super pass to MetalCon. So that's always exciting. We really love that show. In the meantime, we're going to also be at the Florida show coming up in just a month. We are really looking at how we can continue to bring critical information to the contractors. So one of the things that everyone should watch for, and this is across all of our platforms, we're going to be launching a new podcast called Contractor Outlook. And it is really going to be focused on bringing experts from outside the construction industry to talk about economics, policies, regulations, weather, anything. We're going to be bringing those type of experts in. And we've already done our first podcast, and it'll be launching, like I said, at Florida in June. And Gene Marks, great. He actually spoke at the Metal Construction Association this last year. An economist who just, it was a great podcast. That I have to tell you, I learned a lot. So everyone should stay tuned for that. And that will be, like I said, across all of our coffee shops, and really meant for all contractors, not just certain trades.
Cool. Yeah, and we'll see you at MetalCon. We're going to be on the sound stage. Super excited for that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really, that is such a fun time. And we love the interviews. Talk about bringing what's happening right now relevant to everyone. All you have to do is, get onto YouTube, which they already are, and follow us.
Yep. All right. Well, Heidi, thank you so much. I really appreciate the information. And I can't wait to see more and more contractors check out Roofers Coffee Shop and the other sites.
Thank you. I am so honored to be here today, Thad, and we love working with you all. Great channel, great information. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, please comment down below, and I'll leave links to all 3 of the Roofers Coffee Shop sites in the description down below. Subscribe here to the Metal Roofing channel. As always, I'm Thad Barnett. We'll catch you next time.